We just and there some things I need to say. Feeling heavy and not alone. Come take 5, you're in the zone. Places come, what's that care? Two good friends always there. The sunlight in your hand, facing up, you're sure to find. I'll take the city, Jester. Talking truth, did pressure. I'll be Tuesdays. On with all its face. Just for him. Oh, take, take your time. We're here for your time.
Market, rest of the Eastern Caribbean, means Greater said Pacific Market, rest of Eastern Caribbean, Africa, Asia, North America, Jamaica. All of you, good morning to you. Good morning to all our Take Five fans. I am still awaiting my co-host here. I think he's almost here, but let me say good morning to Manan Klein, who's already online. Good morning to the Take Five family as we normally do say on Tuesday morning. It is a beautiful Tuesday morning. And guess what? I think I am in the Toronto zone on holidays. Today is July 1st. It's Canada Day today. I think, let me see, it is like 100 and is it 52, 53 years old today? So it is a big holiday again. I think my brain just went into holiday mode. But let me say good morning to Marlon Klein again. Faith and Harry Douglas. Dodo, good morning to you. It was great seeing you the other day. Good morning to you, Bernadette Abraham. Coffee in the morning. Good morning to you. Waiting for you whenever you're ready. Good morning to the Glenn family out there in Boston. Good morning to the Hill Street crew. Good morning to Olabachi. Lorna Bain, good morning. And Barry in Toronto, good morning. Junior out there at Granby Town, good morning to you. Good morning to Williams Broadcasting at 107.5. Chance the game, good morning to you. It is a holiday. I hope it's up and done. The North might be beach day coming your way. Good morning to Albert Harris out there in New York City. Duchess, good morning to you. All is well. Let me see. I think coffee. Someone is calling in this morning. Let me see who it is. Good morning. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Coffee.
Good morning, and how are you?
By God grace, I'm doing good. Good morning, Jester.
Good morning to you, Coffee.
How are you, my friend?
I'm all right. And you?
Yeah. Well, I'm on top of the world as normal. There is no need for coming down. Just looking down on creation. Yeah.
So let me ask you,
Yeah.
coffee smoking in the morning?
Yeah. Really smoking in the morning. And the higher you are, the greater the smoke goes up. Amen. Amen. Yes, exactly. The higher you are, the more the smoke goes up. Yes. I'm just here, just looking down on creation. Exactly. Exactly. So can I pray?
This camera right at the base.
Right. Father, once again, we do recognize that this is the day that you has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you for your grace. We thank you for your mercies. We thank you for your love. We thank you, God, that we get up this morning and we saw the rising of the sun. By faith, we believe that the going down will be the same. As I present, oh God, mental health program before you, I present also Jester and Claire before you, oh God. Continue granting them the knowledge, the wisdom, and the understanding to do this program. And may everyone that hear this program put it into practice, oh God, that most people can be aware of the situation as it relates to mental health. I'm asking God to bless them. I ask you to bless the listeners. And as we are about to listen to the topic for this morning, we ask you, God, to give Claire and Jess the wisdom to speak and give us the understanding to listen and to hear. Bless this program. Let every piece of equipment function in the right way as we wait upon them. In Jesus' name, amen and amen. I'm standing by.
Amen.
Right. Wonderful. Amen. Amen.
I don't know where to start there.
Coffee got a camera.
So prayers are so powerful, it just changed the feeling in the room already, just relating to the master. That is just so important, critically important, make no bones about that.
But it's have to always be grateful
Yeah.
for rising another day and being able to eat, drink, walk about and see because there's so many people on this earth, this planet that cannot do what we're talking about right now. There are some of them not even awake.
Yeah.
As I said, they died, they dead in sleep. And,
Sleep.
yeah, and you see the thing, I think we all take things for granted most of the times. And some of us just not grateful at all for what it is that we have facing us in. And let me tell you, life could be a bit challenging, but guess what? You rise to the challenge and you do the best you can. And that's all we can really ask of someone to do the best you can. So I started saying good morning, and Chance the game has checked in. Happy Canada Day to you, Jester says. And my brain is in Canada mode because it is a holiday. It's like July 1st. Canada is like, tell me how much years it is. I know the last time it was 150, I think. I don't know. Tell me how old is Canada today. But it's 100 and something. Lorna, good morning to you. We're enjoying a holiday today. Yeah, I know we're working. So don't rub it in, Ours is gonna come when we get the next holiday this time.
The next holiday is on the 1st of August. Yes, Emancipation Day. They recently went to Parliament and made it official.
Yeah, we have that. My brain is still over there. We have that too. That's but not gonna thank you. But somebody tell me how old Canada is today. Marlon Klein was the first to check in this morning. He says, good morning to you, CJ and Jason. Take all five, all take five listeners. Have a wonderful day today and ask a wonderful day today. And what's the topic for today? Stay tuned, you will hear it too.
And you used that word while you was speaking a while ago.
Yes.
Yes.
Today.
Yes.
So I continue to say good morning to Duchess. Good morning to Mr. Nicholas Snack, Hollisworth Henry. Good morning, Bandy and Cool. Pat Pet, good morning, William. Morning and happy good morning. SBW, good morning. Good morning to my friend Buddy over there. Kathleen Ledlow, good morning to you. Roy Charles, good morning. Antonia Francois, good morning to the Cashew Tree University people. Just Cashew Tree.
Oh, yes.
Good morning to Anne Burnett and Radio Man. And I leave it up well after Sherry, good morning, and Wendy in Toronto, good morning. They're all holiday. It's up to you just to say your good mornings now.
Well, of course, I always like to start with my boy Bushy's. He and I spoke on Sunday. In fact, he made me aware of certain things that I wasn't even aware of, really, something clear. You always hear people over there know of things more. Sent back home. So Gordon Bushy Richardson, Andy Moose Bartholomew, I had a short call for him in just a day, 2 ago as well. Leslie, he went to Trinidad to look for his mom. So I know he went that day. So he has to come back to Grenada before he heads off. But, Hans the Dubo, my boy again. That's I too, man. Yeah, yeah. Wayne Ted John. Yeah. The Clay Maho, the Hill Street people. Speaking of, yeah, I saw cats yesterday, man. It's back up in Grenville. It really does bounce him around. Yeah, cats, that's my real boy. A nice youngster to just reason with, really, really. Anyway, when you're on cats good, man. Good. Yeah, he real good with you because he's a guy that is more to himself. He don't mix much because and I'm not blaming him too because the way some people conduct themselves, you realize you got to just yeah, it makes no sense. Yeah. Toxic. Yeah. So I tell you, when we on cats, we both have the time and we meet and you take to some discussion and Claire, and as an elder person, it makes you feel so good to hear how a younger person is reasoning. And to me, Claire, that's what I enjoy in life most of all. You know, one thing I enjoy a lot, meet people and reason on certain issues. You don't, this big set of back and forth and, this argument. You just, yeah, yeah. So I love that about him. I love really love
Let me say good morning to
You see, that was saying it's so different from him more. He can more. I know he might tend to get into Let me see that. Let me see that. Let me see that. What's his name? But it's just as good. But she's fine. She's fine.
my colors.
Yeah, Kaisha was too much, man. Yeah, Kaisha.
The whole family.
Yeah, it was a wonderful family, man. At the pass and give Mr. Robbie, I'll look up one of these days and, do a little reminiscing back then in the Ministry of Education. Where that place used to frustrate him so much.
Well,
Yeah, working with government is not an easy thing, A lot of people don't feel it's easy. It takes a lot on you, Really,
it takes a lot on the people that
well, it's not that too, because you for yourself used to be in the classroom at one time here, and I could have just tell the sacrifice that you would have had to make for things to function.
I was
I
told
could
that
just
continuous. I don't know where I'm headed. Are you hearing me better now? I think my mic must be a bit far away. Let me see.
you can't afford that.
I can't afford for my mic to cut off this morning at all. Are you hearing me better now, Mr. William? Let me know. I think, yeah. So I think I'm moving to a bit too far. I don't know. It's up. It's up, up, up. So let's see if you're hearing me better now. So let me know. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But yes, I mean, the thing is, as they always say, if you love what you're doing, it's not a job.
Yeah.
You have to
It's
have
a passion. Yeah.
And if you're not passionate about it, everything is going to frustrate the daylight out of you.
Yeah.
And that is what's going on with a lot of people these days. They're frustrated because they're in there just for the 31st or the 30th or the 28th.
Yeah.
Pay me, and that's it.
To collect the check.
Yes, that's it. But you can't. You can't do that especially to young children that you're fostering for tomorrow, because what you teach them today is going to be what they're going to teach someone else tomorrow, because a lot of children look at their teachers and say, when I grow up, I want to be a teacher. But if you're not teaching me properly, I'm going to have the same sort of attitude that you give into children, like roughing them up, don't show them no love, and so. And love conquers all.
Yeah.
Regardless of what child that comes to you in the classroom, whether his nose has snot, his ears full of wax, or anything, give that same hug. In fact, take him and clean his face and clean his nose and his ears and everything, and give him that same love. Because I always say the children that see the trouble the most when they're growing up are the children that turn out to be the best in the world.
Yep. Yep. So, Kai, you did send out your shout outs already? Yeah.
Yes, I did. And let me see. Canada is 158 years old today.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of years.
Yeah, that's
Really great white note. We're 158 years. So yes, Lorna Belash. Nancy Lorna is good on the draw. I just said, tell me how old Canada is, and you sent it to me. Canada is 158 years old today. So they're having the time of their life. There are going to be fireworks tonight. They have a concert at Nathan Phillips Square. They have all kinds of parades and all that stuff today. Not that I go in any of them, but yeah. Chance the game also said today is one of them. You see, my Pepsi counter are really, really, really good, Jester. You don't have no more.
No. I'm not jealous of your
No, so don't have to be jealous. Listen, here are my peeps, right? I have peeps. I have VIPs and I have VVIPs. In the farm, you understand? So I have my channel and I'm going.
Yeah, you have a phone here. A car phone making some noise here.
Yeah, let me put it
There we go.
on silence. Yeah, so that we can go with our thing.
Clay.
Good morning to you, NP. Hope all is well with you and hoping to hear from you. Where's all about you? I didn't see all about you for the morning as yet. All about you on holidays in Canada. What's wrong with you? Yes.
I just want to again
Extend your condolences.
that's
Let
it,
me
God.
know
You know,
what
last week we did with the Rex Halley.
pass you.
It and I have three lineup for this morning. Let's start off with a young lady from Victoria. Her name is Kamisha Joseph. Yeah, I think she used to be doing some preschool teaching somewhere in Victoria, Stone. And also there's a guy by the name of Kenton Fry Roberts. He was a very famous footballer in the history of Grenada football. He used to play for Honved.
Okay.
Remember him playing for Honved. He really was a good left-sided player. He also used to play pan. I think he used to play for New Dimensions. Subject to correction, yeah, but I know you're a pan player as well. Fry. He also used to be part of the council, and meaning that he used to come in the GFA and represent, be part of the football council. Yeah, so my deepest condolences. And also, oh, Saul Bowen lost his wife. Yeah, what I think the first name is Glenn. Glenn. Not too long ago, sure. That's a double blow for the McLeish family. Also to the Bowen. Really, really, yeah. Wow. So I just want to extend my most profound sympathies to all the members of the family being affected by these loss. Yeah.
On your tips, I will already said it, but to the team, Alexandria, she lost her dad.
Oh,
Francis Gary from Riverside.
yeah.
Yesterday. What's his name? The singer and what's his name? He's a police tall guy. He has a calypso. He sing calypso anyway. He sings.
Oh, is it
Tell me.
is it Phobos?
Phobos.
Ah,
Phobos and that his brother and sister.
I never knew that.
Yeah, and Osmond, remember Osmond Grant? The Riverside there also, or Lancaster.
Maybe I.
Yeah, so yes, she lost her dad, and he's going to be buried on Friday.
Well, again, my sympathy goes out to Sim Betty Alexander, from Snell.
And it's still Betty Alexander that was here not too long ago.
So she has to.
She's
She
coming
might.
back.
She's coming.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really tough.
Yeah, she just made a U-turn, I say.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, life happens, and that's the thing. That's why we have to be grateful for what we have. And Marlon, we're going to start our program now. And
Yeah.
topic is ungrateful people, the poison of ungratefulness. And I don't have to ask you the question, or I shouldn't ask you the question, but I'm going to ask you: are you grateful? Are you a grateful person?
I am a grateful person,
How
and,
do you
and
know?
I value being grateful, extending gratitude because, yeah, I believe it is, they say, ungratefulness is like a curse,
Poisonous.
you know what I'm saying? So I guess we'll dive into it, the topic on gratefulness this morning, and let's dissect the word really. Ungratefulness. It means that if you're an ungrateful person, because it's a derogatory term, it's not a term that is being referred to nicely on anyone, right? So if you're a ungrateful person, it means you're the type that does not show appreciation, no feelings of people that would have helped you or assist you in whatever way, because that comes in different forms, right? And that exactly what is the crux of the matter here.
Now, ask if you're grateful. Because some people know the word grateful. You do something for them and they say, you know what, I'm really grateful, but they just
Yeah.
using the word. Because their action
Mm.
does not show
Sure.
you.
It doesn't reflect,
No.
yeah, the true meaning. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why we're going to delve in this morning. And it says, ungrateful people, the poison of ungratefulness. And it says, hey, I told Dubois, at least Dubois has just checked in and said good morning to you, CJ and Jester and all of this here. So he heard you say good morning to you, Jester.
Yes, my boy.
These are the people that I'm grateful to.
Yeah.
They could have done it to you.
You understand?
End up into anything but going inside the prison. So and and then you have always hear me saying and calling the names Aito and Ted and Nico and the whole shebang of them. That's my peeps. That's only my VVI peeps. These are people that I show real gratitude to and
But
never ever
you know,
pass them and then bring them and hug them.
funny enough, I remember this thing how it really went down. And at the spur of the moment, all right, Leslie was the one that came around and really avoided this thing. And after a while, most of us got real vexed with Leslie, which was for coming out for a long time.
He had
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
one at a time. He was headed at all.
Yeah.
So kudos to all my boys.
Yeah.
I really do appreciate my gratitude and oh, it's
Yeah.
it starts off by saying they say that whoever helps should have a short memory, but whoever receives should make sure they have a long memory.
They got that right.
Yeah. Mm.
They really got it right, Claire.
Yes.
Because I know already that for maybe you too, as you go around, and the people who hold the gratitude for you, they may bring up something that you never even remember.
Exactly.
Never remember that. So that's why I always say it pays to do good. Yeah,
And I'll give you one example. He's in prison. See?
yeah.
And I went to visit him one time. That's why I went to go and buy the dress and the
You didn't know. You didn't know you had to dress to go there. Yeah.
And he's always come to see me, come to see me. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to see him, but I'm going to see him. Because when he saw me, when I didn't really remember who he was, he said to me, Teacher Claire, so you don't remember who I am? I'm like, who are you again? He said, Ossie. I said, oh, you are Ossie, just like that. I said, oh, Ossie. And then after that, he calls, when I was every time, he calls every day from all the time to speak to me, to say hi. And so he said, I'll send your pastor to come to. I said, okay. So I did go look for him. And one of the things that he said to me, and I really actually never remember, he said to me, you don't remember what you did for me? And I'm like, not really. He says, when I was in the pasture in the plane and I didn't have anything to eat, you always used to bring stuff for me to eat. And honestly, just I do not need with anybody else's children that I used to always bring stuff. And when he said that to me, I'm like, are you sure it me? Yes. He says, Annie, I'm writing a book and your name is in the book because you made me stay feel I'm not hungry. I mean, my heart melted because I didn't all
This topic this morning will be very emotional and touching, because when you bring back certain memories, because already I start getting goosebumps. Some of these things.
I'm like, well, I said, one thing I'm asking you is if you ever get out of here, you're behaving yourself because they say, I killed you and you have to come and visit me inside here. That's what I told him because the conversations that we had and everything. I felt so, even though he's in the prison, I felt so proud of him. Jester, you have no idea. No, he doesn't know to get a hold of me because I'm no longer with him, and I don't know if he calls and yes, Auntie Claire will tell him I'm no longer there.
Yeah.
But his aunt knows how to find me. She needs to find me.
Yeah.
Yes, and it says that the people who receive should have a very long memory. It says, help, give, and facilitate are verbs that combine with gratitude. There is no doubt that helping is an act that makes us feel good in itself, but there's also no doubt that receiving thanks for the effort, attention, or time provided is very comforting because by force of helping, without receiving anything in return, the heart also runs out. So what it's saying here that if you're always giving and you're giving and nobody's really saying thanks or showing any gratitude, that thing that is beating inside gets hard.
That's true.
And you will never want to be the first person to give out again or to give things because you're saying that to yourself. You're not doing it to receive anything in return, just a thank you or show appreciation. That goes a long way. And if you keep doing this and people not being appreciative of it, then your heart runs out.
And that is so correct on the part of some people, right? In some cases, it really gets to some people, really get to them, and they force them to change the way because of the sort of reaction that they would have gotten. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people again, they don't really bother. They just feel,
Just keep digging.
yeah, yeah. It doesn't matter what, they will continue.
But I think those of us that keeps giving, we're giving it to it with our hearts for one. But then somewhere along the line, they're doing it to appease themselves in the sense that, somebody did that for me when I was doing this. And, look at who I am today. So they keep giving. And they keep giving because they remember that, as your grandma Francis said, that person did one good for you. And remember that good. And some of them, they give it because they want the praise that, you put your name on it. Oh, Jester donated a bus to St. Patrick's Parish School. And you put give them my just because I always believe your right hand doesn't have to know what your left hand did, and let the people that receive it make that fuss about it. You don't just go blow in your hand and give it so that everybody knows that you gave something. Because I know there are a lot of people that give stuff, and
Do you have a call?
yeah, I got to
Yeah.
was it cut up the missing? Okay, here. Good morning. Good morning. Go right ahead.
Good morning, Coffee Pastor. You hear me clearly?
Yes, I am.
I know you're.
Wonderful. Yes, as it relates to being grateful to people or remembering the things that you has done to people or vice versa, people has done to you. It is of paramount importance that people identify people who do things for them and being thankful. Saying thanks to somebody that has done something for you. This is what you call, I am grateful towards what you do for me. And sometimes, listen, I do things for people and I forgot. And people reminded me, Pastor Luis, you had done that. And I said, well, I did not even remember, but I am so happy that you remind me what I has done for you. But we also have to take into consideration, we are also living in a very ungrateful world.
Mhm.
The world that we now live, the people are some of these people in this wonderful world that God has made is very unthankful. And they are very unthankful in gratitude. And the fact is that when you look at it, you give somebody a pair of shoe and they take that same shoe, put in the foot and kick you.
Hmm.
You understand?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah.
Just, I wonder if you understand.
Yeah, I understand. We did
Yeah,
touch on it just a little while ago too. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Well, and you get a part. Sometimes, you know, you give somebody some food. You're grateful because they're hungry, but you didn't have a spoon. And you take your hand, you wash your hand, and you decide to feed them with it. And when the food finish in the plate, they bite your finger. The very same fingers that feed you. You understand? And the fact is that no, and this is things that can be able to discourage us and making your heart get hard as it relates to giving.
Yeah.
But I have a problem. I have a problem with that in the sense that if I build with the fabric of loving people and I build with the fabric of helping you, the ego in me is to help. I feel happy in helping. Despise you turn ungrateful and you are not thankful. But with me, I will continue giving. No matter you ungrateful, I will continue giving you because the ego in me is to always make people happy. But there are some people, they say, listen very carefully, that is the last straw that break the camel back. Leave all me clothes in the barrel. I don't give it nobody. When the garbage truck passing 5:30 against 4 o'clock, put it in some garbage bag and throw it there because people is too ungrateful. You know the amount of things that I has done for people, and my wife will say, yes, you feel in that way. But people can discourage you They could make your heart get hard because they are too ungrateful. I rest my case.
Yeah, Claire,
Good.
the thing is, right? No, I don't know, boy. I'm telling you, it's not easy. Being somebody that having that soft spot and love conquers all. And then I know of situations whereby, and I know what Pastor's speaking about. You give somebody the shoes and they still turn around and kick you. And after that, you tell yourself, boy, never me again. But after doing that, up comes another situation. And sometimes I wonder if it's like, because there is something in you telling you just that you have to do it. Is this sometimes I feel that God is putting you through the test? Just because you know what he had may said about the forgiveness. You know how much time. So you you have to do it. He's saying, know what, I know how your heart felt, but that situation, you have to do it again. And sometimes I feel in such way. That
Yes, it is. But at the same time, though, should not put yourself in a position where you're being used by people, because people will use you because of the softness you have in yourself, the way you're nurtured, and all this kind of thing. People will use you, and as we continue, you will see. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying not to continue giving or doing things for people, because you never know where you will end up in this life.
yeah,
And especially for those of us that has children, we may not get the benefit of what we do for people, but our children or children can benefit from it, because they will say, your mother was such that person,
no,
or your
yeah,
father was such that person, and I can't see me watching you go through this and not help. So it is a good thing to be grateful to people or to give. But on the other hand, is the people that you give that has no gratitude is what irks most of us. It's not that we do not want to give or we're not going to help, but all we say is to admit is all you call it, admit or show appreciation for what someone has done for you. And that's all we're asking. So it says, we talk about your heart runs out. The next paragraph says, however, some people do not share this perspective of, you give
yeah,
and you show gratitude. They do not recognize these people who could qualify as ungrateful, because they do not recognize or value what others do for them. These people not only do not appreciate the help received, but then again ask for another favor, and so over and over and over again, until it becomes the norm and obligation. And the day we decided to stop, because we have the slight suspicion that they are using or manipulating us, they tell we do not have empathy, making us feel guilty for not helping them again. What is really hidden behind the behavior of ungrateful people? That is a question they're asking. What is really behind it? What are the motives? And it says gratitude is not just a feeling, it is also a skill and a way of seeing the world. For a long time, it was thought that gratitude was only a feeling we experience when we are subject to beneficial actions by others. If someone gives us a hand when we need it most, gives us a gift, or dedicates part of his time, a feeling of gratitude should be activated automatically. That's
that's
correct.
correct.
Yes, correct. However, gratitude is not just an emotion. It also has a cognitive component. In order for us to feel grateful, we must first be able to appreciate the gesture they had for us, appreciate its positive effects and the effort or intention of the other. And appreciation is a skill that ungrateful people have not developed. I think that was
Oh,
so
sure.
profound.
Oh, yes.
So for you to be able to show gratitude, you're supposed to be used to have appreciation. And they're saying ungrateful people have not developed that word yet, or that feeling of appreciation. So they cannot show gratitude because it is more than an emotion, as they say. And that's why I ask you, do you just say the word? Because you could do something for me. I say, no, just I'm grateful. But did it come from my heart?
from your
Or
heart.
is it just from my head?
Does the action shows that? Does it reflects that?
Because you might do some, give me something, and you say, you know what, yes, I'm grateful. And the next time you come and meet it in a corner in the veranda, and you say, but I went out and I got that for Claire, and this is where she has it. This is
Yeah,
where she threw it in the corner. So that means she had no appreciation for what
exactly.
I gave her or what I did for her.
That's why I'm saying gratitude comes in different forms. I was
Yes, it
making that point
does.
earlier,
Mm.
you know. So that's why. So, for example, people that are abroad, and I know I'm very, very much cognizant of that because you've been out there, so you know you spend quite a lot of your years out there. The short time I spend on holidays out there, I know what these people out there have to go through in terms of having to face up to winter and things like that. So when they hear somebody give me something that come that are from abroad, Claire, I really, really cherish it and I handle it in such a way because I know of the huge sacrifices these people and them are making out there to send back to their loved ones. And some of them, I tell you, they don't show that sort of gratitude enough for the loved one out there who are making that kind of sacrifice to support them.
No, the comment is that she's still in Canada and saying,
Yeah.
that in
Yeah,
England.
yeah.
But this is, it is, I hope, it's not an easy road. That is for sure. Because when winter, on a winter day and it's snowing, you cannot tell your bosses that you're not coming to work because it's snowing. You have to go to work. Let them send you back home if there's a snowstorm. Let them make the decision for you. Unless you're really sick. And if you're sick, you continue to be sick for a few times in a month, then it's hasta la vista for you. So when somebody asks you for something and you make the effort to go and get it for them, maybe this is at a time this is what you can afford to get the closest thing to what they're asking for, and you're feeling good that you make the effort and you're doing it. And then what you and the thing is, you don't even get a thanks, eh? Or from a lot of you don't even get a
Mm.
thanks. You send it and it's like
Yeah,
you have to ask them, did you get it?
that's it. That's it.
You already spend the money to buy it. You already spend the money to send it. And then they receive it and it's like
It's like no.
nothing,
Yeah.
you know? And these are the things that pisses off a lot of people, Jester. The fact that you do not show any gratitude because you did not go out there and work to buy what you're asking for. And when you see, so they ask for a pair of shoes, they ask for a brand name pair of shoe or a brand name t-shirt or a brand name this. And you look at yourself and you say, well, I ain't even wearing brand name, right? So, but you make the sacrifice to do it. Because let me tell you all something. When you were just listening, when you're out in there, now you don't only have to face the winter alone to survive. You have rent to pay, you have to buy food, you have bills to pay. It is not an easy road. And if you do not have the metal and steel and you do not know how to be frugal, you would never make it. And when you you take your money or your funds and you buy something for somebody that asked for it. Maybe they didn't ask for it, and you said, you know what, this person has been really good to me. I'm close to that person. I'll bring that for them. And you bring that, and they show an appreciation for it. You know, for me, this is the beginning and the end.
You see, that's how.
Honestly, I'm telling you, for me, I don't break bones and say
Yeah,
I'm going to pretend and say
yeah,
I'm going to do it again. And so when I just say, you know me by now, that when I'm doing something, I'm giving it my
yeah.
100%. I'm giving it my all. And if this is the all I can do, and you did that, well, sorry, there. Don't ask me for anything because I'm going to tell you straight up no.
You see what usually happens now, based on the experience the person go through by doing something good for somebody and they did not get that sort of good feedback from the person, it actually spoils the way for some other people that may very well have good intentions. That's what usually happens at times.
Because you look at everybody else the same. Like you do it once bitten, twice shy, as they say. And you don't only do it once, you do it a couple times and to different people, and you get the same reaction. So then you're putting them, and everybody is the same damn thing. So you might as well just save your money to buy something or go on a holiday and enjoy it. Instead of you taking it and doing something for someone that you think needs it, and then at the end of the day, it's just like, you didn't do anything for me, I don't care, or say no appreciation. And don't get me wrong, I'm not asking anybody to give me all the praises in the world if I do something for them. You understand? But just the mere fact that we have children, and when we have children and we're trying to grow them up in the right way, these are things that you teach your children, that when somebody gives you something, always appreciate it, because they do not have to do it. They don't have to give you anything whatsoever, because I am the parent. I'm the one who's supposed to be providing for you. But if somebody gives you something, make sure you say thanks, show appreciation, and mean it.
Yeah. You know what? When people send clothes from me from abroad, I don't believe there anybody who just really cherishes clothes. And then I do it, to be honest. Sometimes when you see me wear a piece of clothes sometimes, but thank God you have this program now. You see something like dress up with my shirt. You know how much long time I have all these shirts and them they well packed. You know?
But then again, you're not somebody just maybe.
Yeah, yeah, but I choose certain moments to, yeah,
So, as
certain occasions.
psychologists have to say about the what they have to say about when the people that do not show gratitude, do not develop the form of not being ungrateful, as it says. In fact, psychologists at Hope College in Michigan believe that ungrateful people simply lack the ability to feel grateful. They affirm that gratitude is an experience of abundance, with the awareness that one is the recipient of a good gift from a donor, which implies appreciating the act itself. They also explain that gratitude is about donors, gifts, recipients, and attitudes of donors and recipients with each other. It is a deeply social emotion. Psychologists at the University of Manchester, that's in England, have gone a step further by suggesting that gratitude is not only a skill, but is experienced at dispositional level. They affirm that it is an attitude towards life that implies being able to notice and appreciate the positive that exists in the world. Therefore, ungrateful people would be programmed to see favors, help, and or give as if they were not good enough or were not up to it, so that they cannot experience gratitude. All this indicates that ingratitude is likely to be developed during the first years of life. And here it comes. If parents did not teach their children to value and appreciate what others did for them, it is likely that children will eventually develop what is known as emperor syndrome, which means, let me say, as a result, they will drag that egocentric vision of the world into adulthood and assume that others are bound to meet their needs and desires. That way of understanding the world will prevent them from experiencing gratitude.
You know, they really, really, really get it right. This just that what is being expressed there is just so factual, so evident.
Well, the thing is, Jester, I said, your children are your children, and you are the one that is supposed to give, to provide for your children. So if at an early age, and that happens to a lot of us as parents, we have children and we do not teach them that you're supposed to appreciate what people give you. Even as a parent, there are certain things that you give your children that you don't really have to give it to them. You understand? You do it because that's how you show them that you love them, that you appreciate them in your life and so. But if you do not tell them to say thank you when somebody gives something to them, or when somebody gives you a compliment, or say you're welcome, you are putting them in a frame of emperor syndrome, that you have to do what I want you to do for me, and you cannot stop doing it. because I am the emperor. You
They
understand?
feel like others are obligated to do
it.
no,
And you're not. And
of
this is
course not.
why parents have to take the step right now when their children are growing up to teach them how to be grateful and show gratitude and appreciation for the things that they do and other people does for them.
But once the thing about it, no matter what, once you are growing up within civil society, that you would be grateful to people, people would be grateful to you, right? It is the reaction of the whole situation. And when somebody has done something good for you, you should be showing the greatest of appreciation for in somebody doing that because hey, they don't have to do it.
Tell
You understand?
tell them. They don't
Yeah, you don't have to do it.
parents. There are things that we do for our children that we don't even have to do either. Because it's not a need for their life to survive. You understand? You give them food, you give them clothing, you give them shelter. These are the basics, the three basics for livelihood. When you decide that you're going to buy a gold chain for them or a gold ring or take them on vacation, or you know things like that. You don't really have to do this thing because you don't even have to go on vacation if you don't want to go. But to make them feel and see the world in a different way, you do that. We have another call. Good morning.
Yeah, listen, this thing nice, you know. There's only nice to do it twice. This thing real nice. Thi- This thing nice. Listen, Claire and Jester. Listen, let me. I mean, I think I did this already, but if I do it, let me take the opportunity by saying how proud I am, I mean, and you, Claire, coffee to me, that you had bring this program from where it is to now, we gesture with you. I'm very proud of you guys. I think that, listen, when I get rich, I'll give all you, a good trip on one of the big tourist boat for all you to go and relax all yourself. Because I'm telling you, plain out, the amount of people that is tuning into this program, the amount of people that saying, Pastor, I does not call because I doesn't know how to talk and blah, 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 but they're listening to this program. What I'm telling all you plain out, man, take a bow. CJ and Jester, take a big bow. Even though you have to take a big bow and all you hear that with all your food is hard, but take a big bow, man. Listen, the fact remain is that parents have to learn also to teach the children how to say thanks and how to be grateful. The story was told about a mother that took a 5-year-old child and went to the marketplace. And some children, they look cute and they look nice on mommy's shoulder. So mommy went to buy orange. So there was a gentleman that was in the same stall buying orange. So he took an orange and he handed to the 5-year-old child, and the child took the orange. So mommy will say, "What did you say?" The child didn't say anything. And so mommy said, the man give you the orange. What did you said? The child hand the orange to the man and she told the man, peel it. You understand the story? Peel it. You understand? So we need to educate our children. For example, I just educate my children to say thanks to people that when they didn't born, people helped me. And when the bond was very small and people helped me. And I taught my children to see, you see, Mr. James, this is what he did for you all when you all were small. You see, Miss Geneva, when I didn't have the money to buy the shoes, Miss Geneva used to, you understand? You see, Tanfet, this old lady there was working with the stick. Tanfet used to help me with your books when I couldn't afford that. We need to teach our children to be thankful and to be grateful. Claire, I running out time. Come back on the program until next week. God bless you.
Thank you. First of all, let's just start with what Pastor would have done was actually extend gratitude to us, Claire, for the program you're doing. That's how we started off.
And
Right?
there's a lot of passion and
Right.
so we're not here.
And we are grateful for him doing that.
Smith,
Yeah. Yes.
take 5 and partake in the intake of your And every week we do say thank you and we're grateful for it because it's not something that we take for granted. Kathleen Ledlow has just checked in. She says, "Good morning to Sylvia and just a blessing. Good morning to you."
Good morning to you, Kathleen.
Yes. So, it's us. It's up to us as parents. This is where it starts. As they say, charity bread begins at home and it ends abroad. So what you teach your children inside here, inside your home, when they go outside, this is what they're going to bring forth. Because their parents, us as parents, that have our children, we let them run rat, they behave badly, we do nothing. And when they go outside and they're doing that same thing, you want to beat them up and tell them something.
Exactly.
You feel bad. They were making you feel bad inside because you didn't pay any attention at the time. This is why we have to be very cognitive of how and what we say to our children in front of our children and what we do because, as it says, it is a mirror of us.
Yeah.
It is a mirror. And when we do not teach them how to appreciate things that people does for them or anything of that sort, whose internet is up? Captain, your internet is up. If your internet is out, turn it switch it off and switch it on again and connect again because ours here is okay. Try it again. Turn off and turn on. Yes. So if we do not teach them that, then there is nothing we could do when they're behaving badly outside. And when other people are stepping, we get upset because it is my child and what are you doing? But you cannot control your child because you did not teach them gratitude and how to appreciate what you do for them. So it says, people who are thankful don't have time for you unless they need something. And it says, the thing is that unless they need something from you, then you never hear from them. They only turn to you for friendship when they are in a jam. You will never hear them say, hey, let me take you out for lunch, or let me help you with that. If everything is going fine, then you don't exist in the world anymore. Just don't just call friends or family on when you need something. Reach out to people. Ask them if they need help with anything, or just go out and get a coffee with them and talk. Relationships built on mutual assistance are strong and last a lifetime. You see, this is why I have my VIP, my VVIPs answer this. Because you see, we don't have that relationship based on what I could give you, what I could get from you, what you could give me or anything. It is mutual, it is solid. And this is why I call them my lifers also. Because I've known them forever. And it's not about who has more money than me, or who have less money than me, or who have a bigger house than me, and all this kind of. No, it is just the people who they are, the people that I see, the people that are there for me and I'm for them in that kind of way. And this way, we show gratitude to each other. If one is going through something, we all have ears, we listen. If they ask for help, we jump in and we help. The same vice versa. You understand?
So, in other words, each are appreciated and respected for who they are as a person. Yeah.
Not on what they have.
Exactly.
Because some of us have nothing, but we have that great friendship.
Yeah.
And this is what it's all about. That when we learn to appreciate what people do for you, your life is going to be so much happier. You would not be lonely and bored and miserable. Because you see, when you live your life like that, thinking that the world owes you something, or people have to do what it is that you want them to do, after a while, everybody just start taking the highway. They're just moving along, right? And then you end up by yourself. Let's take a quick commercial break, Jester, and we'll be right back.
Oh, wake up, it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy and not alone. Come take 5, you're in the zone. Voices come, I that care. Two good friends always there. The sunlight in your hand, facing up, you're sure to find. Or take services. We offer digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask and it will be done. Call us at 473-418-1845. Sugar's Repair Services, located at Lower Murray, St. Patrick. Oh, you're looking for that one-room smallest where you can purchase all the groceries and household items at the same time? Well, look further. Smart Buy SO Dolphins and Company Limited, located at the Canada Town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays, and 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today at 432-9219. That number again, 432-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Bar.
For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com. We Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD content with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contracts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have to pull tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. eNoise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact We Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at wenoisetv@gmail.com.
Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
So just for the last part, well, let me say, you see a lot of people catching here though. Remember this morning, I said I didn't see her appears yet, but her internet was out. So she was telling me that her internet is up. So I know it's back because she's on. Thank you so much for checking in, Kathleen. You know, really, really do appreciate when people check in. I haven't seen Olavachi. I'm not sure what's going on with her this morning, but hope all is well with you. So yes, Jester. So it says, don't call friends or family only when you need something from them.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I had a person that used to call me only when they need something. When I pick up the phone, I'm like, so what do you want now? That's why
Yeah, because that's what they program the thing too.
what do you want now? Oh, what do you mean? I said, yeah, you call when you need something, so
Yeah.
tell me what you want.
And that has been
Because shame.
bad.
Yes, because
It was.
should be just so you pick up and you say, hi, how are you? Like sometimes I ain't hear you for a couple days and I'm just, so what's going on? I ain't hear you and say, because you and I are friends.
Yeah.
You understand? And if I ain't see you or hear from you, I say, well, I wonder what's happening to him if he walking so hard he can't even pick up his phone like, Claire, man, I didn't understand some stress here. I'm like, okay, just checking to see what's okay, you okay. And that's what it's all about. I'll send a message to Lana, hey, you're doing fine, or I'll call Jenny, or I'll call Sonia. You know, you do this thing because these are people that is in your life. And so I'm here by myself, and I'm like, something happened to me. What calling? You know? It don't reach my phone to call somebody, but I've made it in a way that I have people around me that I can pick up my phone and call and say, hey, I'm not feeling very well today, so I won't see you, you won't hear from me, but check up on me later on. You understand?
Yeah.
These are the things that you have to do to show gratitude to people that are around you and that can help you along the way. Don't only do it because when you need something, you know that number. And I always say, Jester, you hear me say it. The phone works both ways. I'm not the one that always supposed to be calling and calling and calling, and there's no reciprocation. That means you don't really care if I exist in your world. So then I'm quitting calling, and let's see.
The thing about it, correct?
Mm-hmm.
One of the worst things is for somebody to say, you see, he is a very ungrateful person. That is not a term I want associated with me at all, not for nothing. And I know of people that a number of people refer to them as being very ungrateful.
Yes, I know. It is. It's not a. It's not a pretty thing, you know. And what it says, the people that are like that do not understand. They never really get the understanding of what appreciation is or what gratitude is. So even though people are saying they're ungrateful, it doesn't do anything to them, you know, because they have not developed that part where they to show gratitude for anything, and that's a bad thing. But you know, they end up in not a good way at the end of it all.
Yeah.
At the end of it all, they will not end up right. So here's the other point. People who are thankful, people who aren't thankful expect you to help them. They may feel entitled to your help either because you're family or they feel that you owe them something for being their friend. They aren't grateful because they feel they have earned your help and you're just paying them back. That is so wrong. They may have done a single nice thing for you only so that they could hold it over your head for as long as they can squeeze every last ounce of guilt-fueled work they could.
Blackmailer.
Yeah. Family, rather than friends, usually expect you to help them. Don't expect people to save you. You are a strong, and I'm reading that, you're a strong, independent, and resilient person who is more than capable of helping themselves get up after a tumble. It is great when people help or come to the rescue and be very thankful when they do because those people are rare indeed. But don't sit on your towel and expect someone to save you. Save yourself. You have the ability.
In a nutshell, what that is saying, people are prepared to help you once you're helping yourself. It's as simple as that.
It's like people saying, God is going to provide. Yes, He's going to provide. But you think you're just going to sit there and the food is just going to fall in your lap? If you're hungry and you have neighbors around, get up and go, I do not have any plug or fig or anything. Can I get a few grain, please? God help you to reach there. And it will help the person to say, yes, here, you could have a couple hands. Or here is that breadfruit. Here, they give you more than what you go for. This is how it talks about helping yourself or saving yourself. You don't just sit and expect it to just fall in your lap.
But generally speaking, people are much more willing to assist people or help people that are, yes.
If they see you are trying to help yourself, whether you make it or not, they will stretch their hand. Because you see what? They see that you are trying. And it's not that you passing and you're dressing up nice, and you're walking by and you're not saying hello to them and they know you're hungry, they know you have nothing, but you refuse to help because your ego is standing in the way of saying that.
Tell me something. Would you be willing to help somebody that gets up every early morning and go sit on the block every day?
Well, let me put that into perspective. If that person gets up every morning and goes sit on the block because he knows that if he sits on the block, somebody may feel sorry for him. I don't know if he's begging on the block by sitting there because people go to different places to ask for things differently. So if I get up every morning and you see me going to sit on the bridge down there and I'm looking as though, well, I need something, somebody passes and they say, well, look at you, sit down on a mango tree, right? Help yourself. But me, I want no mango. Then it's my fault. You understand? Because there's food right around me. But there are those of us who just go and sit on the block every morning, just to sit, just to lie, and expect me when I pass it. Give me a $5 now. Yeah. Give me a $2 now. Okay.
It ain't happening.
You don't know how hard I do that?
That is not going to happen.
No, it ain't happening. Understand? It ain't happening.
I agree with you.
See, you're making an effort to do something. There's this man you know, that passes around and cleans people places, so what you have to ask him because you know you have to pay him. And the first time I saw him, I was walking, I was going to my aunt's house. And I see this man coming down with the cutlass. I was going to, I turn around and I go back under the castle tree.
I got frightened.
Because I had never seen him before. He looks kind of like he's out of whack.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he's going to do me somewhere. So I went back. And they laughed at me and they said, "You're doing nothing." I said, "How would I know?" Because that's the first time I said, "Okay." That same man, I got to clean the back there for me again. Do you understand?
Yeah.
He is looking, meant he has some, his elevator is not going right up. We know that.
God, you.
But he
Can't be that way right up.
he didn't do something. But he's willing to work for his money. So I cannot say don't pay him when he's finished because he doesn't look as though he knows what is going on. You understand? You do not take advantage
No,
of
no, no.
people like
Of course,
that.
of course not. Of
He
course not.
is doing better than those that get up every morning and go sit on the block and beg. He's working for his money.
Yeah.
You understand? And I'm not afraid to say, well, you know, come do this for me because I ask people about it, and they tell me, no, he's okay. Just when he finished and he gets it, just give him his money.
Yeah.
You understand? So when I said to him, I said, I want to be back there clean. How much do you charge? He says to me, how much do you normally pay? I said, well, this is not a normally pay for food. He says, okay, I'll take that same payment. He came, he do his thing. I pay him his money. He got about his business. When I see him now, I could say, hi, how are you doing? And stuff like that because I kind of get to know what make him click. You understand?
Right.
And when I used to walk in the morning, going down, so I used to meet him in one friend, and like, I could walk with you, no? Tell me. I walk fast, you know. He said, I could walk fast too. I said, well, maybe next time. But then I said,
It's
but he still have his cutlass. But if you're not going to do me anything, so I'm okay. I'm just walking. And so I know when I see him, I say, good morning, how are you? And so there's a difference in people that want to do something that shows that, you know, gratitude for the life that they have and what they do. So God could help them to get. You understand?
yeah.
So when you say about those that will sit on the block and expect me to think, heck no, I'm not doing it. I'm telling you straight.
Well,
I'm not.
I know you are not going to do it.
Yes.
I know that for sure.
Because you see, I believe in people helping themselves. I didn't get where I am to sit here today by not pushing my backside outside and walking. You understand? And I work really hard, as you say, in the cold, you walk. In the heat, you walk. In the summer, spring, autumn, whatever seasons are there, you walk. And you wouldn't say no. And you do all different kinds of when you haven't paid. I don't sit on my laurels and beg anybody because I don't believe in begging, I believe in working for what I want and what I need. And this is the same thing I've taught my children. Yes, I am your parent. Yes, we're working. But no, we don't just give you everything that you ask for because you ask for it. When Candice was going to college, the government used to give money to them, $3 every month for a child. I said to myself, I said, all said, you know, the government is giving that amount of money every month. But if the government wasn't giving that money, we had to look after just the same and so on. So I said, you know, I'm opening a bank account and I'm putting that money in it every month because it's our responsibility to look after our children. So I do whatever you want. I said, fine. So I opened the account and the money wasn't coming in at all. It just goes straight into the account. So when she was ready to go to college, she had a good sum of money there to start. And I said to her, hey, you know what? Maybe you should get a job, a part-time job. So you're going to finish, you know, pay your thing and everything. She said, Mom, I'm just 16. I said, and you don't get a part-time job. She went to get a part-time job. And from that day on, she never stopped working. He never stopped working. Because you put them on the right track at a very early age. Instead of us as parents that have our children and they go to college and you think that is the beyond and end all of their life. There is a life after college. And when you do not show them what it is like to get it act together, they end up depending on you and other people for the rest of their life. And these are the people that show no gratitude.
Well, if you have to survive, you gotta work. You know, if from maybe about that, make no bones about that, you know.
And
So
yeah, I'm not afraid to tell you that she works really, really hard. And I mean, and the other one, when he told me when he said $8,000 to buy a class, I said, well, what? I said, so you can give your mother some money, mom, you have money. I said, well, wait a minute, I'm not giving you money and give it to you guys. So am I have to have money? But we say, mom, you won't. And I'm okay with that because I was teasing him, I'm okay with that because I'm seeing that you are making life on your own instead of not showing gratitude for whatever it is that you have when people are giving to you, even as a parent. So it says, they may have done a nice thing. That's what people that do nice things for you and they tell you to save yourself. They say the world, these people that are ungrateful, not show gratitude, the world revolves, they think that the world revolves around them and their schedule. And you have to drop everything that you're doing right now to come and help them. If it is if it was an unexpected emergency, that would be one thing. But the ungrateful person's emergency are usually to do poor planning, poor timing management, or irresponsibility on their part. They screwed up again and they expect you to come running to save them right this second. If someone is willing to volunteer their time to help you with something, then the least you can do is work your schedule around theirs. If you can, or come up with a time when you both are free. Being grateful for their assistance means understanding that a time is just as precious to them as yours is to you. And a lot of us has to learn that and learn it the hard way. Because Jester, you know me at time. That you know me at time. And if you ask me to do something for you, and I said to you, well, what time do you want me to get there? And you said 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, I'm there. I am there. And if you do not appreciate the time I took to get there for 10 o'clock, I'm just going about my business. Help or no help, I'm moseying on out of there. Because I think you should respect the fact that you gave me a time and I came with the time that you gave me. You're showing no gratitude or no appreciation for what it is that you asked me to do and what I'm about.
I think generally speaking, that as a nation, generally speaking, that's where we continue to have our shortcomings when it comes to adhering to time schedule. Make no bones about it. That's so true. It's an area that we really, really need to buck up on. And that, well, yeah, generally, because you will hear things like, oh, that's Grenadian time, and that's, yeah. So I know we have that shortcoming in a general sense. In a general sense.
Correct though. Are we working on it? Because I've been to functions and that was supposed to start at 7. 8 o'clock, people still scattering around the place looking to put it. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock they start. From 3 hours later, from the time they were scheduled to start. And let me tell you something. I tell myself I'm leaving here to go to St. Andrews for a function, to be on time to serve. And I get there at 10 to 7, even 10 minutes before the time to start. And I have to watch you do this and do that. And I'm sitting and I'm stewing. And if I go somewhere by myself, I'm telling you, I'm coming back home. And when you go with other people, you tend to have to sit around and grind. You understand?
I know. Once I remember really used to start promptly on time was Calypso semifinals back then. Anytime 5 o'clock ring, that national anthem comes on.
Do you think?
Yeah,
Do you think that is because they do not appreciate people's time and effort that to do this?
and of course, at the end of it all, when you don't show up on time, the reflection is like you don't show the appreciation for the time. But is it intentional? I don't think it really is intentional. It's just that it's just that kind of lackadaisical and lackluster work,
Because
you know.
you get invited somewhere, Jester, right? And you show up anytime. You say, they already started late, man. I'll go late. So it's intentional. Because they're saying that they're going to start late, so you go in late. But if everybody says, okay, I got invitation to be there, this thing starts at 7, and I'm there at 7, believe me, people are going to learn. But when you haven't made the excuse that, oh, they started late already, so I could go late.
Well, Well, I agree with you too in a sense that sometimes the organizers too, because if the organizers take a stand that, you know what, I am starting my activity or function.
Yes.
It doesn't matter who is there. And guess what will happen next time?
But it should. Everybody should. And this is it. We are not. You see the thing about it. All as humans, we are adjustable to anything. Eh? We can adjust, but we do not like changes. And we do not respect it. And I say to you, if I invite you here for dinner and I say, Jester, dinner is at 6 because at 7:30 it end. You go in your house, I need to clean up my place after dinner. Go. And you show up here 7 o'clock, 7:30, you're out my house. I'm not there to put the food in foil paper or whatever, but you're out my place because the time that I gave you was that. And it's not necessarily that it's going to finish at 7:30. It is the time that you decide to show up and disrespect the time that I gave to you.
Well,
That is not showing appreciation.
were you always that time at kind of a
I'm
time?
not a perfectionist.
Were you always that time, that kind of a
That perfect.
sign
I always try to.
conscious person before you travel?
Okay, remember, when we used to go to football games and stuff, you had to get the bus at a certain time to go to play the game.
Yeah.
Did you always be on time? I used to be on time with you guys. People used to be on time. So it's not something that I just come out and just saying about time now. It's something that it's in me. And as I traveled and went to North America, it has become worse because everything has to be on time. You got to get to work and start at 8 o'clock. I cannot walk in the place 8 o'clock and then go to the bathroom and start at 8:15. My time to start working is 8 o'clock. So if I had to leave home at 6 to get the first train to get to Mississauga, to get the bus to get there for 7, to get to work at 7:45, then I had to do that. So time management has become my my sticking point. Time. Because oh no, just the time could make and break the production of a country.
Yeah.
And it is why do you think that they give you time to come to work? Because they have a certain amount of things that they know you could get done within the 8 hours that they're paying you for. And if that is not being done, say like I used to work in trade shows and conventions, and you have to get people shipment from all over the world to come to the trade show. And somebody sent the paperwork to last week because we had to pick up the shipment first thing Monday morning, and you didn't do it. You know that causes a whole domino effect on the person's trip, the person's booth, because you did not send UPS or FedEx or so to pick it up. And then the show is starting in the next couple of days and it would not get here on time. So that person loses all the money that they paid to get the shipment here. They paid for their booth to set up. A whole domino effect.
Yeah.
So when you're not working on time and you do not respect time, this is what happens. It's not something that has a good feeling or good outcome.
So we have a problem for the gratitude of
be grateful for it, yes.
Time with
Because
respect to other people.
loss can never be gained. It could never ever be gained. So if you have that amount of time and somebody says to you that this is the time that we have to do this, make it work for you because time means money. When you're an electrician, and if I say to you, Jester, I need this house rewired, and you say to me, Claire, and get the materials, and in a week your house is going to be wired, right? You say, you pay me $5,000 to do your whole house. Now you have to make that $5,000 work for your time. You know that, eh? Because if it takes more than a week for you to rewire my house, you lose it.
Of course.
You didn't know that.
Of course. Well, I mean, but I think that is obvious. That is quite obvious.
Because when they say times means money, this is what they mean. And if you could finish it even quicker than when you say, it's better because you come out on top financially than if you go over. So that's why I cannot get it. How people do not show appreciation for time. And then they walk in like a daisy and tell you, oh, it's Caribbean time. Oh, it's Grenada time. Grenada and Caribbean have no time. We all operate under the Greenwich Mean Time. Big Ben or whatever your name is in London or Western. That's what we operate on. I remember somebody said to me, I went to one, she said to me, she says, you're all in Canada and England, are you bad for time? My sister come to on vacation and I said to her, yeah, we're going to St. St. George's tomorrow. Get ready for 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, her sister was ready. She was not even close to being ready, and she says, girl, I feel bad, bad, bad. I say, you should only feel bad, you should walk on it. She said, when I was away, I used to be on time and everything. As I come back here, to fall back into the habit. But that's appreciation and gratitude for people's time and their effort. So, ungrateful people are people who aren't thankful, often by the hand that feeds them.
Mm-hmm.
Despite all of your help, ungrateful people will turn on you. They will talk behind your back. They will say that you never help them. They do all the work and you're a grateful sponge. Despite all you have done for them, they will tell their friends or other family members what a horrible person you are in order to get more sympathy from people who can't help them. If someone helps you or does something nice for you with no expectation or recompense them, sing their praises whenever you have a chance. Sometimes being recognized is reward enough.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
We have a call. Good morning.
Good morning, Claire. Good morning, Jester. How everybody doing today?
We're doing fine.
Good morning to you.
Yeah. So the topic of gratitude is very good because it means appreciating and acknowledging the good things. And it's the good things, both big and small. Sometimes we ignore the small things that we experience and acknowledging the people who have contributed to our well being. Because in life, we haven't achieved everything all on our own. Somebody has helped us on the way. And so showing gratitude is really being thankful for what they've done for us. And sometimes it's not always something tangible. It could also be getting good advice from somebody. And this advice may have changed the direction of our lives. So in that way, we always have show gratitude and appreciate the good that and the positive aspect that people have had on our life. And it's not focusing on what we do not have, but being grateful for what we have. And this would strengthen our relationship with others when we express and demonstrate our appreciation for the contribution to our life. So overall, gratitude, it improves our well-being and it's a good tool for having a positive outlook on life because we're not always dwelling on the negative, but we're always grateful for the good things in our lives and forget the negative. Don't dwell on the negative, but being grateful for the good things that we have in our life. And so sometimes it's just sitting and talk with a friend like Claire. When you come here, we go and we sit and I may have an issue and we can sit and then you can give me some advice and oh yeah, I can do it this way. So we have to show gratitude to our friends and the people in our lives. So
Thank you so very much.
and just
Hey, tell me.
I was just going to say to you, grateful for the times we haven't spoken for a long
Yeah,
time, but we
we
have
have it.
some good conversation. Yes, we have
Yeah.
good conversation.
Yeah, I love reading it.
Later,
It's reading.
what's going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I give you a holler soon.
gratitude.
Yeah, but
Oh,
I see the reason why you're really a brilliant student. I giving you an A plus for that contribution this morning.
Listen, I only
okay,
have two
bye.
bright people. Thank you, Lons.
Claire, Claire can reach that bracket. Have a lovely day. Yeah.
What Lon has said, sometimes
Oh, yes.
just have conversation. And
Mm.
Lon, when I go back home, as you said, we eat for lunch. And then we sit and we chat there for hours. So then we go there, people go ask us to leave the place. We stand with each other and we get up and we go somewhere, we just go, if we have to go to the gym or go walk or something, we do that. And that gives you just a sense of peace with yourself, knowing that you have that persons or persons that you can just sit and chat with, not talking about people behind their backs or anything. It is all about us and what's going on in our lives. And this is the most important to me because I think when you reach that thing in your life where you're not afraid to just express yourself to someone that you know and don't have to worry about is that person going to say what we just discussed. That is a pinnacle for me as a friend.
Yeah.
That is it.
Good morning to you, Miss Patricia Bissessa. Also to Miss Gladys, a lady that runs that shop at Maddie's Junction. Yeah.
Yes. So now we're doing the 5 risks that ungrateful people face. And they do face risk, just
Ungratefulness, I never want been able to be associated with ungratefulness. As I tell you, it's a derogatory term. It is. And
when parents are calling you ungrateful, I think that is the worst part of everything. I don't even know when they're telling you you're ungrateful what it really means. But this is a lot of things that comes on them. Oh, you're ungrateful child.
yeah,
Oh, you're ungrateful
it's
dog.
not a nice.
It's like to make them feel that you're ungrateful. I don't think they know to themselves that they brought you into this world and they were responsible for you, for them growing you up. So to do something that they were expecting and they call you ungrateful. I don't think it was meant to be that you are ungrateful in that sense. Is what they know or what they were told themselves and they pass it on. Now, when our children are growing up and you tell them something, you tell them, you teach them things and so on. There are children that are really ungrateful to their parents because they know the sacrifice that the parents make. They know how far the parents got them in their life. And when they make it, they turn their backs on the parents and say, oh, you are too poor for me. Or you are too poor for me to be your daughter. And this kind of thing. And it happens. And these ones are the ungrateful ones. Because you know why? Even though the parents have nothing much in life, they made this sacrifice
Yeah.
to make them turn into something better than what they were. So they're ungrateful. And I'm saying that straight up, they are ungrateful because they didn't even think or appreciate or show gratitude for what that person did for them. It's one thing when you say, my mom miserable and the this and that and the other. That is one thing. But to know that your parents didn't have money, they stayed with one dress, one panty, one shoes, one everything to get you to go to school to give you a better education. And then their heart hoping that, when he gets there and he makes it, he's going to help me out, right? And then you turn and you say, that is a business. I am making my money. It's my money. You have nothing to. And they shun you totally.
Yeah.
You make your parents feel like the scum of the earth because they are not good enough for you. If they're walking with you and they see you, they're leaving you behind and they're walking way in front so that people wouldn't associate you and them as mother and child or father and child. And it happens just like
It happens. Sometimes they say that was your responsibility, and they tell them in no uncertain terms and blatantly.
That's stupid. In a sense, it is their responsibility to look after their children.
Yeah, for
that is it.
certain aspects of it, clear, because sometimes a lot of parents go way out of the way and do certain things that they aren't even entitled to do.
This is still their children.
Yeah.
And they want the best for their children. But what I'm saying, they're grateful and the lack of gratitude and the lack of appreciation comes when that child has made it, know what the parent went through, did everything in their power to make them succeed, and they turn back and because they feel that they made it to the top now, that the parent is too ugly to walk the street with them, or the clothes not good enough to walk the street with them, so they shun the parents.
Yeah.
That is the ungrateful I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Not the other one where the parents went up and did everything for you. It's when you make it and you shun the parents because you feel that they're not good enough, they're not in the same bracket as you, and with their friends, and so that make it out there and they hang together in that group, then that's it. But hey, nothing goes unpaid. And karma is a beautiful individual that creates havoc. If you figure out that you don't know what karma is. So, 5 risks that ungrateful people face. Ingratitude is not a good travel companion. I'll read that again. Ingratitude is not a good travel companion. It is true that whoever helps may feel disappointed if he does not perceive gratitude in the other. But who does not feel gratitude takes the worst part. You get that?
Can I read that again from it? And digest some more of that. I know the opening is very much digested because he has to do with the conscience. And I know that is exactly what it's in the opening of it. That's what it's making mention of.
I'll read again. Ingratitude is not a good travel companion. And it doesn't mean that you're on a plane or you're traveling, you're walking, you by yourself or whoever it is in your community. It's not a good travel companion. It is true that whoever helps may feel disappointed if he does not perceive gratitude in the other, like in the other person that he helps, right? But who does not feel gratitude takes the worst part. So if you do not feel grateful for what I've done for you, or show appreciation for what other people has done for you, you take the worst part. And here is why. Chronic unhappiness. And it didn't say just unhappiness, chronic unhappiness. Unhappiness is a contagious disease caused by a chronic deficiency of gratitude. Mukokoma Muhakumuna wrote, and science confirms the ability to experience gratitude has been linked to high levels of happiness. In fact, the study conducted at Hope College in Michigan proved that gratitude is an excellent predictor of the level of happiness, well-being, and satisfaction in life. So if you're a person that is not grateful and do not show gratitude for things that people do or happen to you, you'll be severely unhappy. Chronic.
Yeah.
And it's not a good travel companion, as it says. Yeah. So people, those of us who are there, and people put on their all to help you to make yourself better, and you show no gratitude. You just use the word "I'm grateful" in your head. It didn't come from your heart. Turn a page. Learn and develop what it means to show appreciation and gratitude for what someone or someone's did for you or does for you up to today. Ungratefulness, on the contrary, would condemn us to a loop of chronic unhappiness. Since gratitude is not experienced only towards people who give us their help, but also in life, ungrateful people would be doomed to a loop of dissatisfaction. Not being able to appreciate life as an extraordinary gift, they are more likely to feel permanently dissatisfied. So they are never satisfied with anything at all, regardless of what you do, what you say, how you show it to them, whether you bring it forward or backward. They are not satisfied. They show no gratitude at all.
Yeah, but deep down inside, they would never feel that form of happiness.
No.
That they will feel discomforted, because they know the conscience will be bothering them.
If they have. If they do have.
Some of them don't just play brave, glad.
I know, deep down, it's eating them like a cancer inside them. So, the bad too, they're tied to trauma. There is no better tool than gratitude to deal with adverse situations and psychological traumas. Several studies have shown that we can feel grateful in different conditions, even in difficult ones. In fact, the people who recover more quickly from a trauma are those who learn to focus on the positive things in their lives, feeling grateful for them instead of focusing on what they have lost or do not have. And this is so true because we can all be negative, Jester. Woe is me. I do not have this. And why can't I have that? And in front of you, you already have everything. But you cannot see it because you're not appreciative of what you have. Sugar's have a thing on his board in his that says something about people that do not show gratitude or not appreciating what they have. They strive to go to things to get things that they already have.
Currency, rule number one.
Which is what?
The boss is always right.
Oh, yes.
I never see. You must ask him,
What? That?
boss is,
What's that rule inside this place when I went out there?
ask him what.
Yes. And that's a lot of people say the boss right.
Me, boss is always right one.
So
Yeah. Mhm.
event-centered reassessment implies that a more positive approach that activates beneficial emotions and positive neuropsychological reactions. Gratitude helps us disconnect from toxic emotions and ruminant thoughts, allowing us to focus on the positive. Or, as research shows, gratitude is an antidote to negative emotions, a neutralizer of envy, hostility, worry, and irritation.
I agree.
See that?
I do agree. I'm in total agreement with that statement.
So again, gratitude is an antidote to negative emotions, a neutralizer of envy, hostility, worry, and irritation. And there are a whole pile of us, Jester. A whole pile of us that are envy of others, that are hostile towards people, and everybody irritates them right out of their zone. So if they don't have, these are people that do not have gratitude and do not show appreciation for what people have done for them or do for them. So he's saying gratitude is an antidote. If you show that you appreciate what people do for you, show some gratitude. All of this, that antidote of gratitude is going to wipe out the envy, the hostility, the worry, and irritation because it has neutralized it. It has put you on a balanced level playing field.
But I know one of the worst things for me is like when you're showing sign of wanting to extend gratitude to someone and they kind of pacify you. You know, it happens like that too. You know,
When they pacify, they mean, they just
right?
okay.
Yeah, it's
But I don't really think that they pacify you in that kind of way. It's just that, we as human beings, we don't really love to give, right? We love giving, but when to receive, it is the hardest thing because they say there is more happiness in giving than receiving. So when we as a human uh, nation, we have to learn that when people pays us compliments, we show gratitude and say, well, thank you, because you did something for them and they're showing this is we're saying thank you for what you've done for me. When you give it a lackadaisical show, you're making them feel bad too. It's like they don't appreciate me saying thank you to them or something like that. So it's not, I don't think it is about they're not showing any interest, is that they don't feel, it's a feeling of uncomfortable, uncomfortable feeling that somebody is praising you for what you did for that person. I don't think they want you to feel a kind of bad way. It's just that they're feeling in themselves. I did
and maybe
that
some of them again don't know how to even
react.
appreciate the
Exactly.
gratitude being extended to them in such a way.
Yeah, it happens to a lot of us, So we have to learn to deal with it, adjust our thinking to make it known that when somebody says, Claire, you did that for me. Thank you so very much. Don't look at, it's nothing. Say, thank you so very much. I appreciate that. And that covers it all. Because it said you show gratitude and you show appreciation. Because as you know, a lot of us do not like when people telling us what we did for them because you feel that you do it already. Nobody has to know that you did that for them. And I always say if I do something for you, Jester, I wouldn't go telling everybody, I did that for Jester. And so if Jester want to say that himself,
exactly,
it's up to Jester. But as I say, right hand doesn't have to show what left hand does. And that's the whole thing about it. It says, when it talks about, it says more mental disorders in the long run. Ungratefulness generates an unhealthy psychological state characterized by cycles of unrealistic expectations and frustrations, in which the person is unable to appreciate in a fair measure the positive that has happened to him. So it psychologically affects them, because they don't know how to show appreciation for what you have done for them. He says that is why it is not strange that a study conducted at the Virginia Commonwealth University reveals that ungrateful people have a higher risk of suffering from mental disorder such as major depression, generalized anxiety disorder, different types of phobias, gloomier, nervosia, as well as falling into addictive behaviors, either to nicotine, alcohol, and drugs.
Wow.
So it does have a mental condition on people that are ungrateful
Yeah.
or do not show gratitude.
And I can see the linkage. I can see why. Because you're conscious that it's been bothered.
Hey,
And at the end of it now you're looking for some means, some form that will comfort you, and you turn
to the drugs,
yeah.
alcohol, and we'll take a quick break because you're coming onto the wire. Let's take a quick break here and we'll be right back.
Oh, wake up and it's a brand new day. Got some things I need to say. Feeling heavy and not alone. Come take a vibe, you're in the zone. Places to come, I step there. Two good friends always there. The sunlight in your eyes, facing up, you're sure to find. We'll take it to see faster. Talking did pressure. I'll be Tuesdays. On expect just for you to hold on. Take, take your time. We're here. You're not waiting. Take. Digital services. We offer digital services to machines. Digitally calibrated machines, resurfacing engine heads, general machinery. Show us your pattern, and we'll make it with precision machines. At Sugar's Repair Services, we satisfy your needs. Just ask, and it will be done. Call us at 473 418
For more information, contact Blue Noise TV at 929-445-4463. Or you can email us at bluenoisetv@gmail.com. Blue Noise TV, the leading streaming provider. Anytime, anywhere, any screen. Access to your favorite HD contents with prices as low as ever. Choose from monthly, quarterly, or yearly payments. This worldwide service is flexible for you to keep up with all your favorite programs, shows, movies, and local programming from home no matter where you travel to. Worldwide TV channels right at your fingertips wherever you are. Latest in live sports, binge watch all your favorite TV shows, movies on demand, videos on demand. You can pause, rewind, fast forward anytime. Never miss 1 minute in entertainment important to you. No contacts, no added prices for sports or premium packages. We certainly don't have the cool tricks like cable and satellite companies. Our product speaks for itself and beyond. Blue Noise TV. We have everything like Netflix, Disney, Amazon. Watch your favorite movies, TV shows, and series with our services. With our service, you will get rid of all other subscriptions. For more information, contact Blue Noise TV at 929-445-4463, or you can email us at bluenoisetv@gmail.com. Are you looking for the well-released marvelous learning the purchase all grocery and personal items at the same time? Well, we move further. Smart Buy SE Welfare and Company Limited, located at the top of the town on Main Street, St. Patrick, is the ideal spot. They're open Sunday to Sunday from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Saturdays,
8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Sundays, just for your convenience. Call them today at 442-9219. That number again, 442-9219. We're shopping snacks at Snack Bar. Welcome to Take 5, your mental health program with CJ and Jester. With CJ and Jester.
Back. It's coming down to the wire, just so it's we have 15 minutes more to talk about ungratefulness and stuff like that. So it says here, I think we did that one. Right. So the people that are ungrateful just and not show gratitude, they are condemned to be spared. And that's a bad thing. When somebody is condemned to be spared, it says one of the greatest dangers that ungrateful people face is that their life becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. Ungratefulness makes others give up being kind to them. So ungrateful people end up trapped in the trap they have set. When they stop receiving help, they will think that the world is a hostile place where there is no goodness, without realizing that it has been their attitudes that move them away from the others, leaving them alone. We spoke about that earlier.
Oh, yeah.
And see, so they make the bed as they say, and they're lying in it. But they want you to come and lie in it to them. As it says, it is not a good travel companion. So I wouldn't travel in your bed with you, and I don't think that despair at all of being ungrateful. And it says it makes them feel that the world is against them. Everybody stop giving them stuff. And they're not even questioning themselves as to why people stop doing stuff for me or why
Everyone else is at fault except.
Exactly. So then there are times that we have to take a step back, sit back, and really question ourselves as to why am I being treated this way? Is it because I didn't cross it? Is it because I am doing something wrong, or people are just mean towards me? And unless just we do not come to the realization that it's us, we are the common denominator, it will not change. Because to them, everybody's out to get me. Everybody's saying something about me. Everybody's doing something wrong to me. But are you checking yourself to see if it's me, or if it's you, or if it's them, or us?
that that's a crucial question.
Because admitting to something is the first step to knowing that this is not something that is making me happy. Good morning to all of our team. Thank goodness. Nice seeing you. Yeah. Nobody wants to feel that way, that nobody is paying attention to them. It says ungratefulness makes others give up being kind to them. So they're no longer getting people to do anything for them anymore. You are on your own. You're flying solo, all by yourself, because you never really showed gratitude, never appreciated what someone did for you or is doing for you. And you feel that they have to do it because I'm empowered.
Yeah.
I'm the empowered. I'm the empowered six. And what I say as to what I need has to be done. Whether you're doing anything for yourself, drop it. Common man. You will not have friends like that. And even though you find some friends, they learn really fast who you are and you will be gone. They'll be gone. And you are still alone, miserable, and alone.
And say, come and do it.
Yes. Like I was
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, I have to reschedule today.
You have to schedule again?
I have to reschedule today. So,
At least it took
praise
me
God.
one. At least it took me one.
It's just circumstances that just pop up your way.
I am always in the back corner, not flat.
Oh gosh, don't do that.
Are you gonna comment?
Under the cashew tree. We're coming. We're doing a karaoke.
When?
Next
Saturday? Saturday's karaoke at 8:30. Friday night and Saturday night. Friday's warm
we're
and
going to bust a
Saturday.
track, man.
Yeah. So stingy it up here. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, so we're coming down to what? Number 5, it says, unthankful people go through the worst of health. And I want to believe that. Because just you see sometimes you see people that are miserable, you know they're miserable, they have no one in their life. And when you look at them, you could tell that all is not well in capital city. Right? They look lonely, they look miserable. You could tell that everything is not right. And it says there in the word because ungratefulness not only condemns the person to bitterness, but can also take a toll on their physical health. It has been proven that gratitude decreases the level of stress, anxiety, and worries. So it's not strange that a study conducted at the University of Michigan found that ungrateful people often report higher levels of stress and a greater number of physical symptoms. Gratitude also improves greatly the quality of sleep. Not only does it allow us to fall asleep faster, but it ensures us a deeper, more restful sleep. Why? Gratitude inhibits the automatic negative thoughts that prevents us from falling asleep when we put our head on the pillow. So, just that.
And I think the researchers they did a lot of justice to this whole thing, and they really get it right. This, while we were going through certain things in programs of the past, I would have had my kind of own opinions formulated in comparison to what they have, but thus far they're really on point on that subject matter today. I must
Because
say,
Jester, as Coffee said, the world is filled with ungrateful people these days.
yeah,
And
real.
from smallest to the big, nobody has any gratitude towards anything or anybody that people has done for them. And regardless of who it is, if you're not grateful in this life that is given to you, first of all, you have to be grateful to the master that created you and give you the strength to wake up every morning so that you can do things and make your life better. And then give gratitude to the parents that bring you forth and look after you from the day of birth until you reach a stage in your life where you can handle it on your own.
Well, with Claire, without cutting you, I hope this program today would make people feel a sense of extending some form of gratitude to those that would have been very good to them at one time in their life. I really hope that it's not too late. It's never too late to say, hey, I remember you did this for me. Yeah.
I, I was going to the parents and to the friends of ours who stretched out themselves. They were limitless in what they did for us as friends, especially when you lose someone in your life and they put everything on the back burner to come to be with you, to talk to you, to be there for you. And if at the end of it all you do not show gratitude to those people, then something you're a moron.
Yeah, I like to extend gratitude. But you know what used to happen? You see, I have my college resume. Alta Saltando Petigos.
You had usually achieve great things.
From the land of the lepers, we seek high things. Yeah, that people will have to, but you're not far away from it.
Yeah.
So myself and Bushy again, we did so much thing in McDonald College, man. So I remember at a certain times, like I remember this lady, Tonia Julian. She's the sister of Lydia Julian, and after she finished school, because she used to be our prefect at one time, and she finished now, she come back and work in the tuck shop at McDonald College. So when normal break time, right? When children go on the break, right? And after the bell ring to end the break period, that's the time when Bushy and I will now go to the tuck shop. And Tonya Oh boy, we used to eat with leisure. We drink bottle juice and then we head back to the class. And Tonya had traveled and she went Canada. And I always used to ask about her. I never felt settled until I met Tonya and she came back and just had to let her know how much I appreciated what she did for us back then, because the struggle was real back then, that we were doing that and the thing. I'm telling you, yeah. Yeah, and up to today, I will ask about her, even if I know she come in the past and we met, and but that was a real love from this girl doing that for us, and I never take it for granted. No.
When in the breakfast sharing yards is free.
Hmm.
The people that used to work there, they used to could feed the children in the back.
Yeah, right in the back. Yeah.
Yeah, my aunt used to work there, my mom used to work there, and everything. I didn't know a lot of the few people that work there. But when you tell them who your family, and they say, oh, that lady I never used to work in the breakfast share, they used to give us a lot of dumplings. They
Yeah.
feel like they used to give us give me more dumpling when I go for my food. They used to give me a little more meat or something like that, and you really appreciate that. And suddenly you say to yourself, this happened years and years ago. So that only to tell you, our memories don't fade us a whole lot. There are things that we do not remember as we grow older. But there are certain things that sticks with you forever and ever and ever, amen.
Yeah.
Because it touched you in a special way when that person did what they did for you.
Yeah, you see Leslie Nicholas too, man, because I'm a real soldier. Yeah, I remember a time in college again when the struggle was real. Because Nico that used to provide for me
And he
a
never
sandwich and a juice.
Yeah.
Gliders get it's just,
And
so things.
and there are people
Yeah.
that know
Yeah.
that the people that held them before are wrong. But I think it's shame too on some of us part or their own ego.
Yeah.
Feel like, okay, I'm a big man now. You understand? And I've made it. And it's you know he did that for you. You are not too big to
Yeah.
give him the props that he need because you know he did it for you. But there's some of us that they see you and like, what about gone in the past? What is the past that makes your future? Because if you do not remember where you came from, where you're going would not be pretty for you.
Yeah. So and it all comes back to that sort of relationship develops tonight because at one time myself and Bushit we used to live with Nico. Both of us still live. And I remember Nico being the teacher at McDonald College and that time I finished school already, man. And when it comes to Axai, agriculture science, because I was always good at it. I have a distinction in GC, agriculture science. So Nico just used to come with the papers, just throw it on me because he know what. Yeah, you don't have to tell me nothing. Just correcting, helping Nico correct papers. Yeah, because I was that good in agriculture science. Yeah.
So we're going to close this extremely to as well. So the good news is that gratitude can be developed. An ungrateful person is not doomed to ungratefulness for life. The secret is very simple. Do not take anything for granted. Start thinking of your life as a wonderful gift. After all, it is, as the novelist Thompson Wilder wrote, we can only say that we are alive in those moments when our hearts are aware of our treasures. I don't think we would have closed it any better. And I will read it again. We can only say that we are alive and in those moments when our hearts are aware of our treasure. So, in other words, open up yourself to be grateful because you're not doomed to ungratefulness. Because when you think about what you will go through physically, mentally, and emotionally, when it's just chronic ungratefulness or chronic whatever it is, you can get out of that. Show some appreciation for what people did for you, does for you, and is still doing for you, so that you will live a healthier, happier, more restful life.
Do you know part of my prayer usually be
Just call my name when you pray. Pray for me to schools and to go back in the office.
asking God to help me to help somebody. Yeah, that's usually part of
But
my
then this
prayer.
is it.
You
We
know?
are, each
Yeah.
other's, we are our brother's keeper. So if you see somebody struggling and you can help, help.
Yeah, it
Nobody
feels
has
so
to know
good
that
when I
you
do
feel
something
blessed.
good for somebody. You know, that special feeling you get
And it
when
doesn't
you
have
do
to be
something
something
good.
great.
No, it doesn't have to
Just
be something
small
great. You know,
in
sometimes it's just a job.
Hmm?
If somebody is out there, they might be a little bit stranded, and you know,
You know, it is said in relationships that you see a husband and wife, a husband is going to give his wife a car or a house or something. And you always say it's a little things.
the little things that matters.
And that is something that you all should, like people in relationship, put in the pipe and smoke.
Yeah.
And it's not only for the man, for the woman too.
Remember, Lorna made mention of it this morning as
Yes.
part of her
It
contribution.
is the little things that makes the biggest impact in somebody's life.
Exactly.
Because sometimes you're there and you're washing his clothes and you're sitting him, and so that comes with the territory. But if you give him a back rub every now and then, or a foot rub every now and then, he'll pay attention to that, or she'll pay attention to that and say, I didn't ask for those things. I didn't ask for that, and this is going to this.
But who could you give food rubber back?
Me? You know, my niece, me. So the last week I got a call, was like, she was dropping on you. But no,
Oh my goodness. Just gosh, you two people.
then trying to drink.
Yeah,
You used to have to run there.
You're asking for me, man. They should have coming back to and find me.
So me and it's already just as good. Politics is a calculation.
They should have coming back to you and find me there. Just kind.
So, Jester, let's just say thank you so much to all of those who are on the line. Those who are listening that we do not know who they are. Those who all contribute towards the program. And what we are asking you to do is this. Share the link when you have it. Subscribe. Give it to other people because yes, we are not doing it for money or anything of that. We're doing it for passion. We're passionate about what we're doing here. So if you can just share it with someone else, that will help us along so more people can get to know what we're talking about and make the changes in that. And it's no small matters here when we do the research to talk about the things that we're talking about because we know it's affecting us, me, Jester, you, and everyone else that could learn something from. Thank you so much to Mr. Williams. Have yourself a great day also.
Okay, I just again I'd forgotten to express my most profound sympathy to the Felix family out there in Mama Kyan. That gentleman, remember a guy named Moyaki? Yeah, he had a hit song back then, Beatrice. Beatrice, go home to your mama. You better go. That was a real hit back then. He has a son that lost his life through fatal stab wound.
Oh, that's
That happened on Sat. That happened on Sat. Yeah,
But they're looking for the killer.
but he gave up himself
Oh, he did?
eventually.
Because that's what I thought, okay.
Yeah, he gave up
But
himself first.
okay, my thing just says this, right? Before we go, people, let me see this. You're going to a function. You're going to enjoy yourselves. So why do you have weapons on you of mass destruction like that? Why?
I don't
And
know.
this is the reason why, just I stay in my quarters here. And everything as far as I'm the Cashew true. Because I know everybody knows me. But when you go in this crowd and so, sometimes you're not there for anything, you just go to church and you end up dead.
But to be honest, I don't know the circumstances on how which it really happened, because it happened in
But
Palmers.
it wasn't there.
So I
That's all
don't
you
know.
end up there.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, if the person that died had a weapon too, and the person that died, what I'm saying, you should not be going anywhere with weapon when you're going to enjoy yourself or some celebration.
I need to I have a colleague in the media from St. David's area. Yeah, I need to call and find out what went on.
Thank you. So thank you to every one of you.
I can't dance. Can't dance. I didn't get no smooth, so I can't dance until they tell me that.
Got some things I need to say. Even if I don't, I'm taking my break in the small places. Come, what's that care? Two good friends always there. Let the sunlight in your mind. Peace and hope you're sure to find. I'll take CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, we're holding space just for you. Take take your time. We're here to read your mind. Take 5. You're not alone. See, they and Jester bring you home. It's okay to not be okay. Let's talk it out, don't drift away. Mental health, it matters most, so come in close and raise a toast to the ones who fight each day, to the silent words they never say. You're strong, you're seen, you're truly heard. You got your back, you got our word. Oh, take Jester, talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon, in space just for you. Take a take your time. We're here to read your mind. Take time. You're not alone. See, they and just bring you. Laugh, we cry, we share the ride. No judgment here, just love and light. You've got a place right here to stay. So take 5 and heal today. Take 5 with CJ and Jester. Talking truth and lifting pressure. Every Tuesday, 10 to noon. Big space just for you. Take a breath, take your time. We're here to your mind. Take that and home. See, they invest, bring you home. Oh, oh, oh.